All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Camrose, Alberta. We are in the McLean Arena. Camrose Vikings taking on the visiting MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs. Camrose looks like they won in their last 5. I don't know last night's results, but the game goes on. Oh, chipped right in front by number 8. Puck center. That's knocked down by the Leafs. Sent to the far side. Put down low. His chance for number 21. Anders with the save there. Swept out to the far side by Canal. He gets that out to the neutral zone. Knocked down. Galenza puts that back in the Leaf zone. Halawadiak go to the far side to Roland. Roland with it. Tries to put that off the boards. Knocked down by number 20, Sonnenberg. Comes into the slot. Swept away by the Leafs. Shields battles that out to the neutral zone. The Vikings get a hold of it. Put it back into the Leaf zone. Coming up the near side. Looks like we got an offside call here. And we'll have our first stop of the game with a 19:08 left in the first period.
Well, the game from the chilly McLean Arena. The ice must be very good here, Curtis, because the temperature is a little bit lower than we're used to.
Yeah, I think out of the 3 rinks at this facility, this does have the best ice, but it is the oldest, most uncomfortable. But we're here for a good time. Puck put into the near quarter of the Leafs zone. Oh, throwing that shot wide by Bergstrom now. Put down low. Baldwin tries to put that on the outside. Held at the line by number 19, Hodgetts. Leafs get it back. Here's Weiss trying to come through the neutral zone. That's knocked down by DeWald. DeWald comes in the right side. Low shot. Anders kicks that away. Comes back to the blue line. And out to the neutral zone. Baldwin able to get out. Hogman takes it into the near boards. Baldwin in there trying to loosen up. Fayed comes in to help. Puck comes back to Smith. Smith battles against DeWald. DeWald gets the inside track. Gets some help from number 13, Bergstrom. Bergstrom sends that back to the point. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Smith back in his own zone, picking up the puck behind the Leafs net. Smith gets that up to Jafaris, who chips that into the neutral zone, and the Vikings send it right back to the Leafs side. Number 14, pass off to number 18 for Hop, and Anders able to make the save there, getting the stop with 17:44 left in the first period.
So some zone time here for the Vikings. The Viking Cup held here annually over the Christmas break, and it just finished up at the end of December.
Resler with the puck off the dry takes it down into the Vikings zone. Vikings get it back behind their net. Throw that up the middle. Icing called here with 17:27 left in the first period. So starting the game, looks like the Vikings had the stronger of the shifts. Leafs have a chance here, earning an offensive zone draw. And we've pretty much recycled the lines here. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Gaudreau breaks up the entry of the Vikings. Sonnenberg directs that towards the net. Anders with the stick save. It rolls up on him. He has to cover that quickly and be sharp with it, but he does get the stop with 17:13 left in the first period.
A great breakout pass by the Vikings. Forward curled on the other side of center, and a nice hard pass by the defenseman. Moves it up right onto his tape. Play broken up at the top of the circles, held in by Martin at the blue line for the Vikings.
Here come the Vikings into the slot. That is swept off the stick. McDonald trying to drive there. Puck comes loose for Holowadiak behind the net. Over to the near side to Roberts. Roberts, cross-ice pass to Canal. Canal gets across center. Followed up by Roberts. Puck goes into the Viking zone. Vikings quickly in their own zone. Up the ice now. Coming across the line as Blanchette puts that down low. Puck rolls around to the far corner in the Leafs zone. Stepping into it, McDonald for the Vikings. That's coughed up. Baldwin had a chance to move it. It's directed into the corner. Put up to the point. Picked up by Glenza. There's a shot right on. And Anders up to the challenge. Looking around the screen. Makes the save there with 16:18 left in the first period.
Well, I know your Leafs played last night against Leduc, but if they can jump on a couple shifts and push the pace here against Camrose, Camrose looks a little groggy to start this game, so if the Leafs can take advantage, Curtis.
Puck in the Leafs zone. Hodgman makes that down low. Sent to the far side for DeWald. DeWald puts that low for Bergstrom. Baldwin got the puck away from him, but is picked up in the near corner. There's a shot from the point. That's knocked down. Coming back for it, DeWald. DeWald puts that down low. Puck still in the Leaf zone, now into the near corner. Working it down low there. There's a shot by Hogman, but looks like we have a penalty here coming to the Vikings.
Didn't see the official's arm go up right away, but I did see Weiss go down. Tripped on the stick of the Camrose defender Bergstrom. And your MLAC Scafom-rux Maple Leafs will go on the power play.
First power play of the game for the Leafs with 15:35 left in the first period. Face off far side in the Viking zone. Ready to go. Vikings win the draw. Behind the net, Hodgetts moves it to the near side, sent down the ice by Wolbeck. Or was that Galenza? It was Galenza completing that clear. Holowadiak goes to the far side to Shields. Shields up to Baldwin. Baldwin knocks it down, sends it back to Holowadiak. Moves it right up the middle to Canal. Canal comes in, puck chopped off his stick. Goaltender number 1, Oz, gets out of his net, moves it to the near boards. Shields knocked down behind the net, but Canal takes over. Canal with the puck. Going to carry it up high. And he loses control, comes out of the zone, and offside called. Unforced error for the Leafs will stop play with 14:53 left in the first period.
Well, Leafs going to be in tough here against the Camrose team that I believe hasn't lost yet. They only have one tie, the rest are wins.
Face off, won by the Leafs, take it into their own zone. Centering pass by Resler over to Smith. Smith gets around center, gets the puck into the skates of Black, who kicks that into the zone. Picked up by number 4 behind the net. Moved to the far side, and that's going to be cleared down the ice. Resler picks up the puck, starts behind his own net. 45 seconds to go with the man advantage. Over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker hands that back to Resler. It's just behind him. He's going to go back and get it in his own zone. Put up the far boards. That's knocked down by DeWald in the neutral zone. Sent back to Resler. Resler on the near side. Tried to chip that up. That bounces back to Smith. Smith. DeWald on the forecheck. Takes the puck away. And the Vikings doing a good job late here, killing off the penalty. 25 seconds to go in the Leafs power play. Pass. Hits a man, comes over to the near boards, swept out to the neutral zone. Sent back into the Leafs side of the ice. Weiss has to hustle back for it. Shadowed by Cunningham. Centering pass, that's broken up by Asaf. Asaf gets that out to the neutral zone. Picked up by the Vikings, put back into the Leafs zone. Here's Rowland. Gets it back to Jafar. Oh, it skips past Jafar. DeVald coming towards the net. He's pushed off and sent to the corner. Vikings get their man back on the ice. As the puck centered, Bergstrom couldn't tap that towards the net. Rolls over to the near boards. Picked up by Hogman. There's a shot over the crossbar. Stays in play. Comes up the far boards. Jammed into the slot. Weiss sends that down low. Rowland sweeps it up the boards to Asaf. Asaf is going to reverse it. Waiting for it is number 16 Hodgetts. Put out into the slot. Now that's jammed out to the neutral zone. Vikings coming back for it. Picked up by Galenza. Galenza comes up the near side, gets the puck to DeWald. Carter DeWald gets into the zone. Coming up the left side, Bergstrom takes the puck. He's pounded into the near corner, but Galenza gets the puck back at the point. There's a shot. Anders kicks that over to the near corner. Vikings still with the puck in the Leafs zone. Held in at the point. There's another shot by Galenza right on to Anders. Anders making the save here with 12:34 left in the first period.
Well, in the town of hockey like Camrose, you see a 4 official system today. 2 refs, 2 linesmen. And a good job by Asaf at the end of that power play to pick off that pass right into the slot. As Camrose would have had a great shot shorthanded.
Camrose comes away with the puck after that offensive zone draw. Leafs steal it back. Here's Roberts trying to move it out. Comes back to the line. Followed up by Shields. Shields with speed. And he has to come to the left. Offside called here as he's held up at the line. And we'll get a stop here with 12:16 left in the first period.
I think the biggest thing, Curtis, against a team like Camrose, you got to move the puck quicker because they're on you. You have less time. So you got to make a decision and move that puck.
Puck goes into the far side of the Viking zone. Behind the net, Walbeck picks it up, reverses it to the far side, getting it to number 4, who carries it up the ice. 4 puts it off the boards, comes into the Leafs zone, rolls around to the near side. Cunningham moves it back to Furhop. Furhop moves it into the corner. That's taken away by Shields. Shields hard off the boards to the far side. Canal knocks it up. Held at the line by Wheel. There's shot. Goes wide. Comes over to the near side of the Leafs zone. Leafs center that up to Shields. Oh, they lost in the zone. Sonnenberg loosens it up on the far side. Puck goes loose for Wheel. Takes that in the far corner. Brings that back to number 8 for Blanchette. Over to Galenza. Galenza can get the shot off. Puck put over to the near side. Vikings still keeping that zone. Centering pass. That's broken up by Shields. Puck put into the corner. Puts that up the near boards. That's cut off. Still battled for it on the near side. Shields puts it hard around the boards to the far side. That's going to skip past Shields. Held in by number 7, Galenza. Puck put down the ice. It's going to roll into the Viking zone, and we have an icing call here with 11 minutes to go in the first period.
Well, right now it's a matter of execution for your Leafs. Pucks are bouncing off sticks, and just no clear breakouts as of yet, and Camrose just throwing everything at the net.
Draw one by Camrose. Have that at the point. Now they send it down low. Broken up by Weiss. Put low for Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg trying to center that. That's blocked by the Leafs. Puck on the near boards. Put down low by Blanchette to Sonnenberg. Tried to return it back to McDonald, but broken up by Baldwin. Baldwin centering pass, knocked down. Vikings keep it in the Leaf zone. Baldwin trying to come up the near side. That's broken up by Furhup. Moved down low by McDonald. Baldwin gets it for the Leafs, puts it to the outside. Blanchette seals that far boards. Fayad comes in to help. Comes back to the point. Trying to walk it down was number 16, Hodgetts. Comes back to the point again. There's a shot right on by Galenza. And Anders able to make the save. Puck cleared over to the near boards. Fed into the slot. That's swept away by Smith. Race for it to get to that point. 16, Hodgetts gets there for the Vikings. Keeps it in the Leaf zone. Down low, Sonnenberg loosens it up. Now it comes back and rolls out to the neutral zone after that pass back to the point. Picked up by Hodgetts. Hodgetts moves it over to Kieran Galenza. Held in point by Halawadiak. Throws that into the high slot. That's broken up by Bergstrom. But Jafaris takes a shot, takes a slash in the effort. Not caught by the officials. Bergstrom tries to move that at the far boards. Roland keeps that in. There's an elbow by Hogman right into Roland. Getting the officials hanging on to the whistles here. Here they come up the near side. Galenza gets into the Leaf zone, makes a move towards the net, and he loses control of the puck because it rolls towards Anders, covering it up with 8:58 left in the first period.
Well, the Leafs unable to solve the detailed structure of the forecheck for Camrose. It's almost like a triangle they run in the offensive zone between the forwards, so you can get forced turnovers and the support is there with a 5 or 8 foot pass.
Puck won by the Leafs. They get it out to the neutral zone. Race for it on the far side. Jafaris gets inside of Walbeck. Walbeck spills him behind the net. Walbeck picks it back up. Puts it out to the far side. That's held in by Asaf, but it comes out to the neutral zone. Leafs caught offside here, so the whistle goes with 8:31 left in the first period.
Looks like Jafaris was slow to get to his feet. He's to the bench now. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it looks like he got dumped pretty good on that entry on the far side. Gujero puts it into the Viking zone. Comes back to Gujero at the point. Tipped by Canal, and it is just wide. Tried to put in front by Shields. Back to the point for Resler. His shot just off the mark, but the goalie, in an attempt to move over to that far side, kicks the net off. And we'll have a whistle here with 8:12 left in the first period.
Well, that's exactly what the Leafs need this shift. Get some pucks to the net. That one was tipped up over the net. Second one was their first shot on goal. But you want to test Oz here. He's stood here for almost 12 minutes of the first period and hasn't been tested as of yet.
Face off near side in the Viking zone. Leafs win it. Here's Gaudreau at the point. Fires it on net. Oh, and it hits Canal in front and off the far post. Vikings get a hold of it. They're going to bounce that off the boards, and it's going to end up being icing with 8 minutes left in the period.
Well, just as I said, great shot by Gaudreau. A Leafs forward had to duck as he had been dumped in front of the net and saw his life flash before his eyes as the puck zinged overhead. And Oz didn't see it at all as it hit the far post.
Good job by Canal to stand his ground in front of the net there, shifting the goalie's eyes. Camrose wins the draw again. They put the puck all the way down the ice. It comes right on to Anderst. Anderst decides to hang on to this one. We get a whistle with 7:52 left in the first period. Oh, we got a penalty coming here. They're going to call tripping. I didn't see it occur on the ice. Let's see if we can catch it on the replay here. Everybody makes it down the ice. Maybe it was right at the beginning there.
Well, what a great outlet pass by the Vikings defenseman. Tried to hit the forward right up the middle. That was behind Roland and Goudreau, I think.
So 2-minute penalty called on Braden Bent with 7:51 left in the first period. Vikings on the power play. Looking for our first goal of the game. That play broken up by Weiss. He puts that down and it just bounces over to Black after coming out to the blue line. Black trying to dig it in, throws it low onto the goaltender. And Oz has to hang on to that one with a quick sudden shot by Black.
Well, great job by Black to pick it up. Tucked his shoulder down and drove to the net, able to get a shot on goal and forces Oz to cover up for a face-off deep in the Viking end.
Face-off near side in the Viking zone. Vikings win it. They start behind their own net. 1:35 to go in their power plays. They move it across center, led by Galenza. Kieran Galenza tries to throw that high above Anders, missing the net. Comes off the near boards. Stays in the zone. Second attempt, gets it out. Here's for Hop with it. Bryce puts it up the near side. That's blocked by the Leafs. Bryce gets it back. Bryce over to the near side. Up to McDonald. Play briefly broken up by Black. Goes over to the far side to Kieran Galenza. Galenza moves that back to the point. To Ryland for Hop. Ryland puts the shot on. That is moved over to the near side. I think that was off the glove of Anders. Comes back to the point. Ryland moves that to the far side. Down to, was that Bryce? Might be. No, Wallback. Jammed in front. Cleared away by Black. He's trying to dig it out. Caught on the play by, he was hooked there but couldn't escape the zone. Puck comes out to the neutral zone now. Vikings throw that back in. Smith gets a hold of it. Throws that out to the neutral zone. Picked up by number 4. Over the near side, here's Sonnenberg coming in. Holowadiuk bumps him. Goes wide to the far side. DeWald picking up the puck, comes into the high slot. Put over the near side. Slap shot by Bergstrom. Pad save by Anders. Comes back to the point. McDonald right into the center mast of Anders. He takes that in the crest and hangs on with 5:52 left in the first period.
Well, McDonald gets it at the point. I don't have number 4 for the Vikings on my roster, but he's standing on the opposite side, Curtis. If McDonald moves that through the seam, he's all alone. There's nobody within 20 feet of him.
1 second left. Now it's over. Leafs get their man back there at full strength. 5:47 left in the first period. Vikings in the Leafs zone. They move it down low to DeWald. DeWald tries to put back to the point to Galenza. Kieran Galenza keeps that in the zone, sends it down to Hogman behind the net. Hogman moves to the far side. Here's Roland with it. Tried to make the inside move. Number 10, Hogman got a piece of that. Goes up to the far side. DeWalt takes a shot. Wide on the net. It's going to roll up the near boards. Chipped up the ice by Roland. Over to Bent. 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Bent. Glove side save. Bent picks up the puck. Vikings coming back the other way with it. Vikings missed that pass. Bergstrom comes in. Roberts keeps it in the zone. Now comes low. Vikings coming up the near side. DeWald gets that out to the neutral zone. Puck in the Leaf zone. Here's Resler lining up. He's taking the far side, has some room. Gets it across center and dumps it deep into the Viking zone. Oz out to play it, moves it over the near side. Black cuts that off. Vikings number 9, Kieran gets that down the ice. Ooh, nice move by number 14. What a nice move off the boards. Power move, and it's a backhand shot into the back of the net. That's a tough one, but not a lot you can do about that.
While Ressler rushes the puck up the ice, is able to get in deep. Goudreau, his defense partner, jumps up as well, ends up in front of the net, looking for the puck, and as a result on the line change, Camrose comes back the other way. A great finish by the Vikings player to make it 1-0.
Vikings steal the puck back in the Leaf zone. They send it down low. It's going to skip over to Smith. Smith seals that against the boards. Looking for help. Baldwin comes, moves the puck over to the outside. That's cut off by Martin. Martin takes that down low. Poked away by Anders, right up to Black. Black comes up the ice with it. Comes up the left side, gets into the zone. Well, that's a hold. That's a hold. No penalty there. That was textbook. 2 arms around his back. Vikings coming out the other way. Puck put down low in the Leaf zone. Put over the near side. Sent down low. Centering pass broken up by Smith. Bryce moves that to the point to Ryland. Skips down low. Bryce takes that. Up to Fayad. Fayad flips that out to the neutral zone. Knocked down by Ryland for up. Moves that up the near side. Back into the Leaf zone. Nice pass to McDonald. McDonald comes. There's a shot blocked by Smith. Roberts puts that to the near boards. Vikings keep that in the zone. McDonald trying to drive it. Now he sends it down low. Leafs get it back. Send it to the far side. Vikings keep it in. McDonald down low to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg chased in by Weiss. Centering pass. That is sent wide of the net over to the near side. Roberts picks it up. Puts it down low. Sonnenberg intercepts that. McDonald puts that back to the point. Cadal read that. Gets it out to the neutral zone.
Just out.
Just out.
Nice
Smith,
pass.
cross ice pass to Canal. Canal upended in the Viking zone. Vikings throw that down the ice. Rolling with it. Goes to the far side. Has to put it down low. Picked up by Hogman. Hogman edged off the puck by Asaf. Held in at the left point though. Chance for Hogman. There's a shot. Oh, great blocker saved by Anders. Sends that above the net. Puck stays in play. On the right side, Vikings take a shot. That's blocked by the Leafs. Sent down low. Holowadiak moves it to the near side. Leafs get it out to the neutral zone. Send the puck down the Vikings zone. Icing waved off as the Vikings chipped it. On the far side, Schumacher keeps it in. Saf moves that down low, spun around, fires that low, wide of the net, comes up the near boards. Gaudreau keeps that in. There's a shot directed towards the net. Comes off the skate of Hognitz. And Oz is going to catch that and stop play here with 1:25 left in the first period.
A simple play by Gaudreau just to get the puck at the net. It wasn't a hard shot, but it got there, and Oz left it as a rebound momentarily and covered up as Asaf was in there.
If that bounced the other way, Asaf had a good look at it. Could have been a goal. Sometimes it's just about the bounces. Vikings win the draw on their own end. They take it behind the net, move it around the far side. Bent stops that advance. Good stick there. Puck sent back to the Leafs zone. Resler, centering pass. That's broken up by DeWald. DeWald coming into the zone. Tries to go around. Holowadiak got the backhand shot off. It was wide of the net, but Anders still got a piece of it. Shot from the point. That hit traffic in front. Comes over to the near boards. Picked up by number 4 and set down on net. They're going to call that a goal, but the net came off. Take another look at this one.
The Camrose player just able to jam it short side. We'll have a couple penalties coming out of the scrum after the goal. He's able to jam it, I think, between the skate plate of Andhurst and the post. Then Gaudreau and a willing combatant end up in a scrum behind the net after the goal. I think Gaudreau finished his check on the player that scored the goal, Curtis. And that's what created the animosity. Well, just under a minute left in this first period. You see Camrose with a forecheck doesn't allow MLAC to have any time or space, and under pressure, MLAC has to start putting passes together to get out of their own zone, because the majority of the passes and the pucks are going right back up to the point, and that puck is coming right back on Amherst.
Yep. So they put one player each a player from each team into the box. There's not going to be any harm with the number of skaters on the ice. Still play 5-on-5. Goal comes with 49 seconds left in the first period. Makes it 2-0 for the Vikings. Leafs come away with the puck. Baldwin coming up the right side into the zone. Makes a nice inside move. That's stopped by Kieran. Weiss chips that right into traffic. 14 wheel knocks that down. Puts that down the ice. Smith back to play it. Smith puts that to the outside. Clyde had a chip. Comes back to Smith. Kind of in the slot there. He sweeps that to the outside. It's going to come out to the neutral zone. Put back in by Adi Galenza. Put over to the near side. Centering pass for Bryce Verhopp. His shot hit a stick, goes wide. Picked up behind the net by Wheel. Sealed there. Going to battle for it in that far corner now. Buzzer goes on the period. Officials quick to get in and separate the players. So, after that period, I think mostly controlled by the Vikings there. They were quick to the stick, quick to the passes.
Yeah, shots on goals say that as well, Curtis. 20-5 for the Vikings in the first period. They did control majority of the zone time and possession time. Like I said, very structured forecheck by the Vikings, forcing turnovers, forcing bad passes by MLAC, and the Vikings doing a great job getting pucks at the net, and puck retrieval's been huge in the first period too. MLAC, a couple shots on goal there where, only 5 shots to show for it, but really Oz hasn't been tested that much, and a couple shots that they did get on net, there were lively rebounds.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise for Oz. He's had a good game, but not tested too much.
Amherst has been really sharp here, 20 shots against in the first period. And after 20 minutes, only a 2-goal deficit for MLAC against a team that doesn't have a regulation loss this season.
Yep. I think to note, we also noticed that the refs are allowing more physical play. I think we remember seeing that from the tournament, that they like the rough stuff.
Yeah, and I like to see the 4 official system. I talked about it in Kamloops, and I thought, it's hard for one official to call a game when it's that level of play, that speed, and there's so much going on, whether it is where the puck is or behind the play. It's a lot for one official.
Yeah, I think we saw the harm in the 3 official system at EBIT. Just wasn't officiated as well as we're used to.
Yeah, so I look forward to MLAC going into the break here and into the dressing room and regroup, hydrate, come back out, and obviously Camrose is going to keep doing what they're doing, but if MLAC can step it up and push back and get some clean zone breakouts and some zone time, we'll see what happens in the second frame.
Yes, sir. It's only 2 goals. We'll let our sponsors have a word here, and we'll be right back for the second period.
As Roland able to get the puck out, he lobs that to the other side, out of the reach of Black, and Camrose will regroup in their own end. Bent breaks up that outlet play, and Camrose gathers it up again. Smith chips that puck off the Vikings player back over the blue line, and Camrose comes in offside.
All right, 17:25 to go in the second period. Sorry for that short delay. We are back on the air now.
And I apologize to people as I'm running the camera today. You do not get the steady hand of Peter Anders.
We are down a team member today. Puck goes into the near corner. Vikings pick it up. Put back into the corner to number 5, McDonald. Puts it behind the net for number 8, Blanchette. Blanchette takes that into the corner, hands that off to McDonald. McDonald spins down low. Vikings, number 20 with it, Sonnenberg. Ventures over to the near side now. He puts it down low for McDonald. McDonald coming up high. Tried to flip that to the far side. Leafs get it back, get that out to the neutral zone. Vikings put up the near boards into the Leafs side. Goudreau puts that out to the neutral zone. Here's McDonald. Puts that in softly. Bent tries to sweep it out. Here comes McDonald up the left wing. Spins around, throws that against the grain, rolls up to the near board. Sonnenberg keeps it alive, sends it down low for Blanchette. Blanchette down in that near corner, trying to walk it out. That's broken up by Weiss. Goudreau helped break that up. Weiss over the near side, up the left side comes Canal. Canal couldn't receive the pass. And icing called here with 16:11 left in the second period.
Well, Camrose has some zone time to start the second period. Only one shot to show for it, though. Almost 4 minutes into the second frame.
Leafs win the draw. They put the puck into the Camrose zone. Camrose on the far side picks it up. Gets it out to center for number 14, Wheel. Wheel coming into the zone. He's lost control. The puck goes behind the net. Over to the near side. Picked up by the Leafs, who flip that into the neutral zone. It's going to roll back. Rylan Furhop picks it up for the Vikings. Over to the near side to Addison Galenza. Centering pass picked up by Bergstrom, I think. And they went up the right side. Pass missed, so we have an icing call here with 15:32 left in the second period.
Well, there you see the crisp passing of the Vikings. Quick breakout up the ice. Unfortunately, don't hit the winger breaking up the near side, and it goes down for an icing.
Face off, far side in the Viking zone. Vikings win it, put it behind the net into that far side. Knoll jumps on it for the forecheck. Skated away by Hodgetts. Hodgetts gets it up to DeWald. DeWald puts that up the near side and into the Leaf zone. Resler back to play. He has number 10 on his shoulder. Hogman cycles around, goes to the far side. Roberts flips that towards the player benches, and clock will stop with 15:09 left in the second period.
Well, I don't mind that by Roberts. You're under pressure. Get it off the glass and out, and maybe spring one of your forward partners.
Face off in the Leafs zone, won by the Leafs. They move it over to the near side. Oh, that takes a hop out of the corner, but the Leafs managed to get into the neutral zone. Hodgetts waiting for it at center, puts that back into Leaf zone, picked up by Resler. Resler over in the near side, that's cut off by Hogman. Leafs put that up the near boards. It's going to roll into the Camrose zone. Heading back for it is Kieran Galenza. Puts that up the near side, rolls all the way back to the Leaf zone. Icing called here with 14:35 left in the second period.
Another unforced icing for Camrose will bring the play back into the Vikings' end. Offensive face-off for your Leafs. to the right of Oz.
Face off near side in the Viking zone. Vikings win it behind the net. Number 4 picks it up, goes to the far side, gets it up to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg uses the boards to get out to the neutral zone. Turn around, Black chips that up the far side, carries that into the zone. Now it's chopped out to the center. McDonald with the puck for the Vikings, coming in the near side, jumps in, lost control of the puck. Goudreau guides him into the board. Sonnenberg on the far side. Puck comes loose for McDonald. McDonald down low, in front. It's off the crossbar. That's shot by number 9, Galenza. Sneaking down. I don't know if that was number 9. Maybe that was McDonald. There's a shot. Blocker save. We're going to say Blanchette make that last shot. Comes up the boards, held in by the Vikings into that far corner. Baldwin tries to sweep it up. Can't get out of the zone. McDonald knocks it down. Down low for Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg tried the backhand. That's poked away by Anders. Put to the far side. Now down low.
Oh, that's a cheeky play.
Put back to the point. Wallbeck with it. Walks the line. There's a shot off the mask of Anders. He saw it at the last second. Put over to the near boards. Wallbeck has that at the point again. Flips that into the near side. Baldwin takes his man into the boards. Vikings put it back to the point. Wallbeck with a shot that is well off the mark. Rolls up the boards to the far side. Picked up by number 4. Carries that down low. Centering pass. Broken up by Anders. Puck behind the net on the far side. Hitting the ice is Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg comes away with the puck in front. Low shot by McDonald. That save by Anders. He has to cover this one up as it rolls back towards him here. And we got to stop with 12:42 left in the second period.
Well, the Camrose Vikings forwards always in motion. And the cheeky play I was talking about, Curtis, was the forward came out from below the goal line, faked like he was going to go short side and then put it back through his legs to a teammate who got a great shot on Andhurst. Andhurst now faced 5 shots here in the second period.
Face off near side in the Leaf zone, won by Camrose. They move it down into the corner. Swept up the boards. That's going to go all the way to the far side. Jumping on it, number 12 Furhop. Put back to the point to Wheel. Wheel puts that down low. Furhop comes over to the near boards. Hands that off to Bryce. There's a shot in front. Anders makes the save. Puck comes loose. Over to the near side. Roberts steals the puck. Flips it to the open ice. That's going to be intercepted by Ryland Furhop. Put down low to Bryce Furhop. Nope, not Bryce. That is Talon. Talon takes a shot. That comes out to the point. There's a shot from the left side. And that one put into the back of the net by number, is it 14 Wheel or 22? Oh, I don't have 22 on my score sheet either.
So tipped on the way to the cage. It hits something and redirected. Gets past Andhurst for a 3-0 lead, but Camrose cycling the puck down low. Some zone time, able to capitalize here early in the second.
Off the draw, Camrose wins the puck. Take it into their own zone on the far side. Asaf picks it up, centers that. That is cleared away by Hodgetts. Comes out to center. Glenza follows that up. Coming over the near side. That's well offside. Good catch, partner, and play stops with 11:34 left in the second period. Well, go ahead.
MLAC's got to get away from just rimming the puck around the boards. Camrose Vikings defenseman picking up all the rims up to the blue line, capitalizing with zone time.
Yeah, if they are going to rim it around the boards, they got to be the first one to it. Don't wait for the puck come to you. There's a shot from outside the blue line. Anders makes the save there. Clock stops with 11:23 left in the second period.
Well, I mentioned it in the first period, Curtis. Camrose does a great job with support. 5-foot passes, 10-foot passes.
Face off in the Leafs zone. Leafs win it. They put it out to center. It's tipped back into the Camrose zone, so icing waved off here. Puck put up the near side. Here is Hogman. Has it taken away by Smith. Shields puts that back into the Viking zone. Icing waved off. Here's the Saf going down low for it. Spills it into the near corner. Chases it up. Comes up the boards with it. Fired from near the point. Saf is going to head to the bench after that shot. Put to the far side. Picked up by DeWald. DeWald spins around. Canal got a piece of him. Puck loosened up for Shields. Shields in front. Canal crushed as he tried going towards the net. Over on the near side. Puck stays in the Viking zone. Only for a moment. They put it down the ice. Taking an icing call here with 10:30 left in the second period.
Well, great job by Gaudreau to pinch down on the wall. He saw that he had a forward supporting him. So pinches down the wall and closes it off. And as soon as Camrose got the puck deeper in their zone, they fired it down for an icing.
Face off near side in the Viking zone. Scrambled. Comes loose for number 19, Wallback, who moves that around the far side. Chipped out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Blanchette. Centering pass to McDonald. McDonald coming up the right side. Blocker save, Anders. And we'll get a stop here with 10:16 left in the second period.
You can't give McDonald that much time and space. He came in with a heap of speed and fires it. Tries to go short side, but Andhurst, one of his best saves of the evening here, as he got it with his blocker and put it up out of play.
McDonald did a great job knocking that down. It wasn't an easy pass to receive. As a result, he got a quality shot off. Andhurst, though, that got the better of them. Puck comes back to the point. Here's Wallback with a shot into traffic. Hits a man, goes into that far corner. Swept low by McDonald. Over to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg checked off the puck by Holowadiuk. Comes over again. Low one on to Andhurst. He steers that aside. Put over to the near side by Sonnenberg. Back to the point for Wallback. Wallback ventures over to the Senator. Good pressure by Fayad. Put into the high slot. Chipped over to the far boards. Vikings still with it. Over to number 8. And Blanchette can't get a quality shot off. Just rolls towards Anders, who makes the stop here with 9:41 left in the second period.
And Mac McDonald, number 5, the forward for Camrose, who we just mentioned. He's a big body, Curtis. Hard to push out of the way when he's screening your tender in front of the net.
Roland did a good job there, tying him up. Draw that came after in the Leafs zone. Roberts gets a hold of it. He puts it off the boards. Little heavy, ends up over the hog line, and an icing call here with a 9:34 left in the second period.
The shots on goal in the second period, 11-0 in favor of Camrose. 1 goal to show for it, and a 3-goal lead.
Vikings win the draw in the offensive zone. It gets jammed in front. They're going to call that a good goal as it pops off a stick just over Andhurst and into the back of the net.
Yeah, just working it from below the goal line. Camrose player able to get his stick on it, but I think it hit a couple other sticks and just elevates up over the near shoulder of Andhurst.
Vikings win the draw. Take it into their own zone. Bent keeps that in the Viking zone. Put down low. Addison Galenza picks up the puck, wheels over to the near side, comes into the neutral zone, handed off to Wheel. Wheel puts that to the far corner. Resler picks it up for the Leafs. Coming off a check, center that, looking for Roberts, stolen back by number 11, Cunningham. Vikings keep the zone though. Up at the top.
Good pressure.
Number 16, Hodgetts, loses control of the puck and it comes into the neutral zone. Good pressure by Roberts there. Vikings put the puck back into the Leaf zone. DeWald over the near side, passed off. Oh, centering pass. That's off the skate of Hogman, goes wide into the far corner. Held in at the point by Galenza. Kieran Galenza with a shot that ricochets off the glass. Picked up by the Leafs in their own zone. Here's Smith, wheels it, goes to the right side to Shields.
Wow.
Great shield, or was that Roberts? No, yeah, that was Roberts. And he puts that deep into the Viking zone and goes for a change. Pass up the near side. Bergstrom chips that into the Leaf zone. Puck goes to the far corner. Gaudreau tried to center that. Bergstrom lifted his stick. Kieran keeps that in at the line. Asaf comes in for the Leafs. Throws that up the boards. He follows it up, gets it back over to the near side to Jafaris. Jafaris coming in. Wants to give it back to Asaf. He hangs on, and Asaf just carried offside. And we'll have a whistle here with 7:56 left in the second period.
Yeah, great outlet pass to the far side to Roberts. Unfortunately, he was at the end of his shift. Put it in, and then there, Jafaris unable to handle it cleanly, though a couple good passes in a row by MLAC.
Face off near side of the ice, just outside of the Viking zone. Vikings win it. Here they come up the near side, led by Wallback. He puts that off the glass and deep into the Leaf zone. Sonnenberg had his stick lifted by Shoemaker. Here's Asaf coming up the right side. Asaf to Jafaris. Jafaris can't put it home. It comes off the heel of his stick. Puck stays in the Viking zone on the far side. Number 4 moves it over to Wallback. Wallback flips that into the neutral zone. It hits the skate, rolls into the Leaf zone. Behind the net, Weiss trying to make a move to the near side. McDonald picks his pocket. It's put up the near side. Blanchette with it, walking towards the net, gets into the slot. Low shot, McDonald, and no, who is that in front? But he pays the price. Sonnenberg, and then he gets up and slashes, I think, Weiss.
Well, there's an example, Curtis, of the difference. Camrose, not a clean exit option out of their zone, and Wallback lobs the puck into the neutral zone. Camrose able to corral it and get some zone time and almost score.
Draw will be near side in the Leaf zone. Won by Camrose. Walking in the slot, number 14 down low. Number 11 Cunningham can turn and get the shot off. Goes back to the point. Held in by Ryland Furhoff. Battle for it on those far boards. Leaf chip it out to center. Picked up by Bryce Furhoff. Throws that around the far side back into the Leaf zone. Anders out to play it. Quickly moves it to Roland. Roland couldn't keep it off the boards. Comes out to the neutral zone. Good battle by Shields to get it out. Reel gets a hold of it. Puts it back into the Leaf zone. Halawadia picks it up. Puck taken away by Blanchette. Now comes loose for Bryce Furhoff. Back to the point for Addison Galenza. There's a shot blocker saved by Andhurst. Another one from Wheel. And Andhurst able to hang on to that one. Gets the save with 6:20 left in the second period.
Well, Andhurst holding the Leafs in here as he's had to be sharp here in this second period. Not to say that he wasn't in the first with 20 shots.
Face off, far side in the Leaf zone. Camrose jumps on it in the corner. Held in at the far side. Comes loose for DeWald. Black puts against the boards. Oh, now comes again number 13. Low shot kicked away by Andhurst. Bergstrom looking for that far corner. Picked up behind the net by DeWald. Stolen back by Smith.
Ooh,
put out to the neutral zone. Well, that was Baldwin who got it out. Sorry. Number 16. Hod gets it into the Leaf zone. Baldwin almost flipped it off the boards to himself. Resler finishes it and puts it into the Vikings bench. We got to stop with 5:33 left in the second period.
Yeah, Fayad on the last shift, just inside the blue line on the near side. Curtis, defenseman pinched down and got him up high in the head. No call there. We've had a couple infractions, a couple penalties, but besides that, not much in this game.
Face off far side in the Leaf zone. Leafs win it, but the Vikings jump on it, steal it back. Wrap around. That doesn't work. On the left side, number 4 takes a shot that rises on him, comes off the glass, stays in play. Back to the point to Wallback. He has space. There's a shot, hit traffic in front, picked up by Anders, and he covers it up with 5:15 left in the second period.
Great job by Andhurst to be able to track that and get his glove on it in short order as Wallback walks in, snaps that in on net and hits a body, but right there loose, and Andhurst able to pounce on it.
Face off in the Leafs zone. Won by Camrose. Here they come down low. Anders makes the save there. Another one from number 8, just wide. Blanchette comes over the near side. Canal tried to chop it out. That bounces over to the near corner. McDonald picks it up for the Vikings. Puts it down low for Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg comes out high. Left side. There's a shot from the point by number 4. That hit a player. Goes over to the near boards. Put down low. Picked up by Roland. Nope. Roberts puts that on the outside. Keeps coming with it. Now that's taken away by McDonald. He's going to take that up the ice, come up the right side, makes the inside move, stops, turns, looks for the trailer. There's the shot just wide by number 4. And the puck comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Wolbeck. Wolbeck in his own zone, puts it off the boards. Received by number 16, Hodgetts. And the Vikings will just flip that into the Leaf zone. Anders sees it, covers it up with 4:06 to go in the second period.
Goal again, number 5, Mac McDonald. Dangerous again, breaking into the zone, this time as a distributor. Button hook to the boards and finds the trailer for a hot shot that was kicked aside by Anders.
Face off far side in the Leafs zone. Camrose wins it, Leafs jump on it. They end up setting down the ice, taking an icing call here with 3:57 left in the second period. While I got a moment, I'll say hi to my family. It's Bykowski Pierogi making day. They're all sitting around the table in the kitchen today making pierogies for the year. Hope you're all doing well. We'll see. Hopefully I can make it next year. Ah, nice. As the air compressor for the goal horn goes behind me. Camrose takes that into the zone. Spin it out to the neutral zone. Chipped forward by Wheel. Wheel tried to center that. That's knocked down by Roland. Put to the far side. Baldwin puts that on the far boards. Held in the zone by DeWald. Comes loose for Asaf. Asaf puts that behind the net. Over in the near side. First to it was Hodgetts. He keeps that in the Leaf zone. Comes loose for Bergstrom. There's a shot by number 10, Hogman. Anders makes the save there. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Hodgetts. Hodgetts puts that deep in the Leaf zone. It's going to roll around to the far side. Hogman picks that up for the Vikings. Comes out high. Puck chipped away by Jafaris. Kept in the zone by Galenza. He picks that up on the far side. Kieran Galenza tearing that down low. Comes over to the near side. Back down low into the corner. Picked up by DeWald. DeWald in front looking for Hogman. That is broken up by the Leafs. Vikings keep that in the zone. On the far side, Kieran Galenza moves that up the boards. Puck comes back to him. Now he sends it down low for Hogman again. Hogman comes over to the near side. Shovels that down low. That's intercepted by the Leafs. They try to move it out. Now Kadal up to Asaf. Asaf chips it into the Viking zone and goes for a change. Vikings. Galenza moves that behind the net over to Hodgetts. Hodgetts moves that up the ice looking for DeWald. It comes past him. Resler, first one back for the Leafs, picks it up in his own zone, behind his own net. He's checked, but gets it over to Smith. Smith looking for Canal. It's held in at the point by Wolbeck of the Vikings. Moves that down low for DeWald. DeWald takes that into the corner. That's chipped away by Smith. Comes out high into the slot, picked up by the Vikings. They recycle. Coming back to the far side. Now back to the point. Picked up by number 4. There's a shot on net, and Anders makes the save with 1:26 left in the second period.
Well, Camrose using their defenseman really well, and on that note, that one defensive pairing, great job pinching down to keep the puck in. And
face off far side in the Leaf zone. Baldwin wins it. He pushes it through the skates and he's down the ice. Oh, he couldn't get it past. Was that McDonald? And the Vikings get it back, put it back into the Leaf zone. Black with the puck. Puts that off the glass. This will end up being icing, as the chip didn't quite work for the Leafs there, but they relieve a little bit of pressure with 1:02 left in the period.
Yeah, MLAC unable to solve the offensive pressure of the Vikings as of yet.
No shots on goal.
Shots on goal 21 for the Vikings, Curtis.
21-0. So the Leafs without a shot on goal in the second period, and there's less than a minute to play in it. Centering pass, that's broken up by the Leafs on the far side. Black chips that off the outside. Picked up in the zone by number 19, Welbeck. Black pushes him off the puck over for Fayed. Fayed couldn't get the shot off.
That's got to be a penalty there.
Yeah.
Fayed got back up, and the Camrose player just put his glove right in his face. So the Leafs will go on the power play to end the second period.
Into the box will go number 4, Martin. Now we have his name.
Well, you haven't really given the Leafs a sniff here in the second period. Like I said, shots on goal. Well, now they're 1. So 21-1 in favor of the Vikings in the second period, as Shields comes in to take the draw.
Leafs on the power play with 38 seconds to go in the period. Vikings win it. They move it behind their own net, back to the near side. Oh, that's right off the face mask of Shields, but he bends, looks down and picks up the puck on the near side. Canal trying to go back door. It was between Roberts and Shields. Roberts comes away with the puck, though. Moves it back to the point. Down low for Roberts. Pass from Baldwin. Roberts back to Baldwin at the point. Baldwin over to Holowadiuk. There's a shot right into traffic. Holowadiuk gets it back. He's going to walk it down. Sharp angle shot off the outside of the net. Jammed up the far side. Cadal steps up to keep it in, but the buzzer's going to go before any more play can go on. So we'll end the second period with another 2 goals from the Vikings. They're up 4-0 as the teams head into the dressing room.
Well, you saw on the penalty kill by Camrose, really aggressive, cutting off the options for the puck carrier. As soon as the puck carrier has the puck, they're pressuring the puck carrier really hard to force a turnover. And your Leafs will be on the power play for 1:22 to start the third period. Shots on goal in the second period for the Camrose Vikings, 21 for a 2-period total of 41. And for your MLAC Leafs, 1 for a 2-period total of 6.
Might be an area to look to improve on in the third.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is just focusing on, getting out of your own end. Whether it's, if you don't have an option, it's off the glass in the neutral zone, and the forwards know to skate into it and force turnovers from their defensemen. But Camrose does a great job, Curtis, with activating their defense down the wall to keep pucks in and winning the puck battles down low. And like I said numerous times in this broadcast, they're making 5 or 10 foot passes, and there's the 3 forwards are supporting each other down low in the offensive zone, and that's creating a lot of zone time, and as a result, 4 goals.
Yes, sir. And with that, we'll let our sponsors have a word. We'll see you back here shortly for the third period from Camrose. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Camrose, Alberta. We're here in this regular season matchup between the Camrose Vikings and Maple Leaf Athletic Club Scafom-rux Leafs. 20 minutes on the clock, ready to start the third period. Here we go with Camrose up 4-0 on the Leafs. Leafs on the power play for another minute 20. As the puck is dumped into their own zone. Holowadiak moves that behind the net. Over to the near side. Oh, caught on the boards. Battle for it in the Leaf zone. Comes loose for Shields. Shields over to Canal. Wanted to feed that back to Shields. Hops on the near boards. Holowadiak cleans that up. Shields tips that into the zone. Picked up by Addison Galenza. Moves that up the near side. Clearing completed by Cunningham. And Anders out for the Leafs, setting it up with 40 seconds left in the power play. He hands that off to Baldwin. Baldwin to Holowadiak. Holowadiak caught on the near board. Stolen back by Furhop. Furhop sends that back to Hodgetts. Hodgetts near side for Sonnenberg. He was all by himself. He would have had a direct path to the net. Oh, Sonnenberg steals it. There's a shot. Anders with the save. Sonnenberg trying to move it. Resler gets it, flips to the open side. Oh, it hits a Viking player now. Canal picks it up on the far side. It skips past him. First one to it. Ryland Furhop. Check that. That was a brace. Puck put into the Camrose zone. The Saf picks it up. Camrose has their missing body back on the ice. They're back to full strength. Kept in the zone by the Leafs. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Here's Smith with it. Smith over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker drops that back for Resler. Resler steps across center and puts that deep into the Viking zone. Kieran Galenza moves that to the far side. That's cut off by Shoemaker. He puts that into the corner for Jafaris. Jafaris feeds that in front, looking for a Saf. That is going to be picked off by Oz. And Oz gets the stop here with 17:57 left in the third period.
A delayed whistle, so Asaf got in there looking for the rebound. Just want to see MLAC with some pushback here, Curtis, try to win a period. You might not win the game, but you got to win this period and build on it for next game. It's a very good Camrose Hockey Club.
Face off far side in the Viking zone. Vikings win that draw. Here they come up the near side. Stretch pass looking for McDonald. Missed the mark. We get an icing call with 17:48 left to go in the third.
Well, again, just like the first period, defensemen have to have their heads on a swivel as McDonald
Likes to sneak in.
right behind the defense. A bullet pass up the middle, which is exactly what you need to do so it doesn't get picked off in the slot. But McDonald almost in on a breakaway.
Face off near side in the Viking zone. Baldwin wins it for the Leafs. There's a shot by Goudreau. That hit traffic. Bounces over to the near boards. Vikings get a piece of it. They roll around to the far side. Picked up by number 4, Martin, who headmans it to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg coming on the right side. That is off the iron and out of play, because that's all that Anders gave him.
Was that Hogman?
Sonnenberg.
Sonnenberg, yeah, got a step on Weiss and got to the outside, able to fire that from the far circle.
Might be right. Don't see the number now. Face off far side in the Leaf zone. Vikings win it. Low shot by DeWald. Steered aside by Anders. Black puts it behind the net. Going to the far side for Baldwin. Baldwin trying to shake off the check by DeWald. DeWald chips it free for Bergstrom. Bergstrom puts that down low for DeWald. DeWald coming away with it. Centering pass, and it's into the back of the net. Just pops into the slot, and putting it home was Hogman. I think it was Hogman.
Yeah, DeWalt with a pass short side as he went behind the net. Nifty play right on the stick of Hogman, who puts it short side on Andhurst to give Camrose a 5-goal lead.
Goal comes, 17-11 left in the third period. Vikings up 5-0 on the Leafs. Puck's dropped. Leafs win it. Shoemaker fires that. Ends up hitting Martin, who knocks it down, sends it over the far side. Leafs jumping back on it. Shoemaker almost walking away with it, but it's turned up the ice. Here comes the Vikings left side into the Leaf zone. Stop in that corner, put it back to the point. Picked up by Wallback right on to Anders, who kicks that over to the near boards. Thrown to the far boards. Here's the staff. He chips it up. Gets it into the Viking zone. Wallback able to get a stick in there. Moves it over to the near side to Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg gets that into the neutral zone. Knocked down by Smith. Smith moves that over to Roland. Roland goes behind his net. Sends that to Smith in that far corner. Smith chips it up the boards for Saf. Saf with it. Puts that forward. Galenza, Addison Galenza goes back to retrieve the puck for the Vikings. Sonnenberg gets it out to the neutral zone. Here's Resler with it. Far side for Smith. Smith wanted to put it off the boards for Shields. The angle wasn't quite there, and we got an icing call with 15:58 left in the third.
The Vikings do a good job of stick checks, Curtis, and forcing you to either make a bad pass or getting their stick in the way before you can make that pass or get the shot away.
Yep, very aggressive team. That music is aggressive. Oops.
Thank goodness for my earphones here, because that was full bore.
Face off far side in the camera, or in the Leaf zone. Leafs win it. Resler has it behind the net. Moves it up the boards. That's caught by the Vikings. Sent back into the corner. Smith with the loose puck. Tried to go to the far side to Canal. That hit a stick. Vikings pick it up. Coming up high with it is Wheel. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Andhurst. Rebound comes in the near corner. Kept low by Furhop. Shot from the right side. Blocker saved by Andhurst. Ryland Furhop moves down low. Keeps it in the zone. Centering pass. It's going to come up to number 14, Wheel.
Oh, he's going to call Canal.
Oh, he's going to call that.
Wow. He's going to call it a hook. Gosh has no idea he's getting a penalty or why.
Yeah, he kept two hands on the stick. They went into the back. I didn't see a hook there. Get another look at it again.
He approached putting pressure on the D-man from behind, but I guess he sort of dug into the midsection a bit.
Opened him up. Vikings on the power play with 15-12 to go in the period. DeWald puts that right on the net. Anderst makes the glove save. Face off near side in the Leaf zone. Leafs win the draw. Jafar sweeps that out to the neutral zone. McDonald back to play for Camrose. Flips that to the open side for DeWald. DeWald takes that down low. Loses it in front. Here's a chance. One whack for Shoemaker. Another one. Puck still loose. Picked up by Sonnenberg. Comes over to the near side. Pass up to McDonald. McDonald comes into the Leaf zone. Trying to go around Gaudreau. Gaudreau puts him into the board. Sonnenberg finds the loose puck behind the Leafs net. Reverses back to the near side. Put down low for DeWald. DeWald skates up high with it. Cycles down low. Centering pass. There's one for Sonnenberg. He puts that over the net. Down low. Over to DeWald again. Low shot. That's blocked by Weiss.
I was going backdoor, Curtis.
Comes back to the point. Here's Martin. Goes right side to Sonnenberg. Back to Martin. Martin feeds that down low. DeWald gets the tip on. Anderst adjusts, makes the save with 14:01 left in the third period.
The Leafs get out of position a little bit, and it ends up as a 2-on-1 down low, but Andhurst able to smother that up. That shot from the point.
Line change for the Leafs. Shields takes the draw, wins it, and shovels the puck down the ice, clear in the zone. 40 seconds to go in the Vikings power play. Here they come up the near side, led by Wallback. That pass intercepted. Shields puts it up the near boards for Black. Black is just going to put that in. Takes a high hit from Galenza.
Oz awkwardly fell there, Curtis. That looked like it hurt.
Puck tipped into the Leafs zone, offside, so we'll reset play. Just in front of the camera here with 13:28 left in the third period.
Well, MLAC almost out of this penalty kill and back 5-on-5 shots on goal now. 50-5-0 to 11 in favor of Camrose.
10 seconds to go in the Vikings power play. Holowadia tries to move it behind the net. That's knocked down in the near corner. Comes back to the point. Pushed out by the Leafs. Rolls back. And Addison Galenz is going to pick it up for the Vikings. Go to the far side. Leafs get their man back on the ice as the puck comes up to the point. Move down the ice. Here comes Wheel up the left side. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Anders. He pushes that back into the boards down low. Pass to the far side to Furhop. Furhop puts that back to the point. Back down to Furhop. And Bryce's Furhop centering pass goes through the zone off the near boards. Shoemaker puts that out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Jafaris. Jafaris looking for Asaf. Asaf couldn't knock it down. He had to contest with Kieran Galenza. Puck in the Camrose zone right now as Hodgets moves it to the near side, hands it off to DeWald. DeWald, far side for Galenza. Galenza puts that deep in the Leaf zone. It rolls around the boards over to the near side, picked up by DeWald. DeWald goes down low. Smith retrieves it, throws it to the open ice. That's going to be cut off by the Vikings. Sent back down low. Goes to the far side. Smith takes that into the corner. Comes loose.
Smith is going to go for 2, hit to the head.
Well, isn't that interesting? Leafs get a hold of it. Whistle goes with 11:54 left in the third period. And indeed, Smith is heading to the box. Going to give him 4 minutes for this one.
Yeah, that's weak. I'd give him 2. And on that note, Andhurst is sitting at a save percentage of just over .91 in this game. He's been phenomenal here, Curtis, to keep this a 5-goal lead.
It's funny when you say it like that.
Yes.
Excellent save percentage, though. Puck on the far side in the Leafs zone. Shoemaker gets that back to the line. Shot by McDonald right into the crest of Andhurst. He hangs onto that one with 11:36 left in the third period.
Well, so many shots Andhurst has been able to corral and either get the blocker on it, get it into the corner, or smother it and get some stoppages of play to get his teammates some rest or a line change.
Yeah, good rebound control. Either directing it far away from the net or just swallowing it completely. Off the draw, the Leafs win it, and they send the puck down the ice. Oz sets that up on the near side, handed it off to Furhop. Furhop gets that up to McDonald. McDonald coming up the right side with speed, tries to go short side, comes off the side of the net, still alive. Vikings with it. Vikings put it back to the point. Shot here by Rylan Furhop, directed wide. Leafs get a piece of it and put the puck into the Viking zone. 3 minutes to go in the Smith penalty. As Hogman takes the puck for the Vikings. Slowed up at center, but McDonald recovers. Here he comes up the right side, spins around, waits for a trailer. Team all in the zone now as he moves the puck to the near side. DeWald against the seam, looking for Martin. Martin puts that over the net. Picks it back up into the point. McDonald put that on the outside of the post. It's going to roll up the boards.
Look at the
Shields.
hook. No penalty on Shields' hook. Couldn't even get the puck out of the zone.
Now, down low. Here's McDonald with it. Up to DeWald. DeWald coming up the near side into the zone. Holowadia takes him into the corner. Followed up by Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg. Back to the point for Martin. Martin, near side for DeWald. DeWald walks it in. There's a back door. Fayed broke that up, but it's picked up by Wallbeck and puts that behind the net. DeWald, no. Bergstrom on the near side. Centering pass broken up by Fayed. He'll head to the bench after clearing the zone. Wallbeck picks it up, comes up the near side. Sonnenberg steps into the zone. Bad change there by the Leafs. Blocker save by Anders, bails his team out. Sonnenberg tried to put that up the near and then jammed after the whistle by DeWald. And we're going to get a stop here with 9:25 left in the third period. 1:31 left in the Vikings power play. Wallbeck with the puck at the near point. Tried to go back door looking for number 14 Wheel. Couldn't get it to go. Back to the point for Addison Galenza. That's right on. Rebound. Shoveled back into Anders, who puts that into the corner. Yeah, that was a slew foot.
Yep, that was. And that was a phenomenal stop by Andhurst. Wow.
And the puck comes out to the neutral zone. Here's Wallbeck. Over to Kieran. Kieran Galenza coming in the near side. Dropped for Addison. Right into the crest of the crest of Andhurst. We got to stop here with 8:41 left in the third.
Well, you see Weiss in some discomfort. Camrose player kicked the feet out from under him in below the goal line. But no penalty on the play, and 47 seconds remaining in the penalty to Smith.
Vikings come away with the puck. Galenza moves that down low. Short side shot by Wheel, and that is caught by Andhurst. Covers up any chance of a rebound there, and we got to stop with 8:32 left in the third period.
Well, you found McDonald about a minute ago break into the MLAC zone, and Andhurst stuck with him as McDonald tried to deke him out and go short side. But Andhurst again up to the task.
Puck dropped. Vikings win it. Shot. Hit DeWald in front. He picks it up on the near boards, though. Hit down low for Bergstrom. Back to DeWald. Back to Bergstrom. Tried to go short angle. And Andhurst able to just hang on to it. Keeps it. It's underneath his right pad there. But he does keep it out. Good stop there by Andhurst.
Well, Camrose doing a great job isolating a defenseman on the one side and creating a 2-on-1 down low.
20 seconds left in the Vikings power play as they set up in the neutral zone. Martin goes across the ice to DeWald. DeWald with it. Skating through center. Comes up the near side. Asaf got a stick on it. Puck comes into the Leaf zone and promptly put down the ice by Gaudreau.
Yowzers. Oh.
Oz having some trouble in the third period handling the puck. Might be a little sleepy with those 11 shots.
Yep.
Smith back on the ice. He went to the bench. But the Leafs back to full strength as Gaudreau outlets it to Roland. Roland around the boards to Black. Black looks to center that to Fayad. That was broken up by Ryland for a hop. Coming up the right side, Hogman. Low shot on Anders. That's kicked out to the near point. Held in by the Vikings. They take that to the near corner. Put down low below the net. Sundberg throws that to the outside. Roland got a piece of it. Sends that to the point, but not out. Bent picks up the loose puck. He's trying to kick it out the far side. Here he comes. Black puts that puck into the zone. Verhoop puts it up the near side. And Addison Galenza gets it into the neutral zone. Stopped by Weiss. Fayad breaks it up. Here's Black. Martin stops him at the blue line, hands it off to McDonald. McDonald goes in the far side. Fayad gets that out to the neutral zone. Puck comes into the Leaf zone, and an offside call made here with 6:35 left in the third period.
Well, I'm not saying this is the reasoning, Curtis, but Camrose, if you want to play AAA U15, you have to go to Sherwood Park. So that's why Camrose usually in the U15 AA Category 1 team in Camrose, and they're usually very strong, just like this.
Shot from the point by Walbeck, steered aside by Anders. Leafs put it around to the near boards. That's cut off. Vikings trying to drive it towards the net. It's going to bounce over to the far side. Picked up by McDonald. Cycles over to the near side. Back to the point to Martin. Canal puts that. That's a hook. Oh my gosh. If they call that one on Canal, why aren't they? That is bullshit. And our coach is silent.
That was. Wow.
Camrose. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, ref just looked to put the whistles away for 5 minutes, and a pass from the goal line finds a teammate just to the right of Andhurst, and that gets by him short side. Shots on goal now 64-12 in favor of the Vikings. But yeah, early on the shift, Canal gets out in the neutral zone, and not only is he hooked, but he's hauled down, and the whistle does not sound, and the arm did not go up.
Fayad, nice tip pass to Baldwin. Baldwin coming up the right side, makes the inside move. Baldwin puts it over the net, rolls back, and the net comes off. We got a whistle here with 5:23 left in the third period.
That's all it took, Curtis. Great job by Baldwin to drive in. I think he got the shot he wanted, trying to go upstairs on Oz on the glove side. Just missed, and it careened up into the glass.
I like that pass that set that up from Fayad.
That was a great little short one-touch pass.
Right over to Baldwin, and he took it the rest of the way. Couldn't find the back of the net. Leafs charged with knocking the net off, so the draw was in the neutral zone. Vikings win it, put that into the Leaf zone. On the near side, Wheel picks it up. Jam forward into the slot. Cunningham with a point-blank shot. Anderst, even on his goal line, makes the save there. Play stops, 5:08 left in the third.
Oh, you see how quickly Camrose moves the puck. Finds the player in the high slot, and he gets a great shot. Not even the high slot on the replay, Curtis. Right from the hatch marks, and Anders out to cut down the angle and stop that.
Vikings win the draw. DeWald takes a shot. It hits a player and ends up in the near corner. Put back to the point for Addison Calenza. Rebound swept into the near corner. Baldwin picks up the puck. Gets it out to the neutral zone. Ryland for Hop knocks that down. Pass picked off by Jafaris. He hands that up to Asaf. Asaf, hard stop, taken away by Addison Galenza. It bounces out to the neutral zone. Nope, stays in. Goudreau keeps it in. Camrose puts that in the near side. Comes in the far side into the Leafs zone. Weiss breaks up the play. Turning around is number 10, Hogman, and puts that deep into the Leafs zone. Battle for it on that far side. McDonald puts that back to the point. Here's Wallback, steps into the high. And a shot on Anders. Kicked away, and then he finds the rebound, covers it up with 4:09 left in the third period. Who's the defenseman there? That was a good tie-up down low. Goudreau. Goudreau did a great job contesting the play with after Anders made that first save there. The rebound was available for the Vikings player, but Goudreau does a good job tying that up. Pass back to the pointers. Martin with a shot that hit a player, goes wide. Sonnenberg picks it up on the near side. Put back to the point. Martin with a shot. Anders finds that through traffic, knocks it down. Rebound goes to the far side. Rowland picks it up, moves it around the boards. Roberts picks it up. Off of Canal, who kicks that into the zone. Tries to go inside.
He's going to give Canal another penalty. Unbelievable.
He's giving him a head contact penalty.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. He moved inside.
Might have been when he tried to lift his stick came up into his helmet, but Canal, who doesn't draw a penalty earlier on, will go to the sin bin. Like you mentioned, Curtis, great job by Goudreau to box out the player in front of Anders. Let the goalie find the puck. You worry about the man and tying him up.
Face off, near side in the Leafs zone. Leafs win it. Holowadia takes that behind the net. Spilled over to the far side. Put back to the point. Now down low for Wheel. Wheel on the far side for Cunningham. Back to Wheel. Wheel gets it over to Cunningham. Pass back to the point, broken up by Shoemaker. They step back in offside, and the whistle goes with 3:05 left in the third period.
Well, the Vikings right back to work on the power play. Isolate Rowland on the far side. 2-on-1, but Rowland able to cut off that give-and-go pass.
Face off in the Leafs, or just outside the Leafs zone. Won by the Leafs to get out to the neutral zone. Pass over in the near side. Picked up by Kieran Galenza. Carries that down low. Cycles to the far side. Drop that off to number 14, Wheel. Wheel puts that down low for Cunningham. Cunningham back to the point for Addison Galenza. Bent reads that, steals it. It's breakaway back the other way. Here comes Braden Bent. Backhand, couldn't elevate it, and Oz makes a great save there. Vikings trying to move that down the ice. Resler takes that, fires it back to the Viking zone. Wallback knocks it down. DeWalt from the bench gets on. Hands that off to Kieran Galenza. Takes that below the net. That's taken away by Smith. Sent back, and it rolls into the neutral zone. Martin kicked it down, but couldn't keep it in the zone. Hodgetts up to Galenza. Galenza up the right side, low shot right on Anders. He steers that aside. Rebound goes below the goal line. Smith takes his man into the corner. Moved loose for DeWald. DeWald off to Bergstrom. Back to DeWald. DeWald up to Hodgetts. Hodgetts at the point. Moves that back to DeWald. DeWald down low for Bergstrom. Give and go to DeWald. He got the shot off, but Anders with the save. Rebound put wide to the far corner. Here's DeWald with it. Near side for Bergstrom. Down to DeWald. Skips past him. Smith is going to put that off the boards and up the ice as Canal gets back on.
Still offside.
Baldwin He's going to skate it up, get it into the Viking zone. Comes out to the neutral zone. Weiss knocks it down. Put deep into the Viking zone. Picked up on the near side by Ryland for a hub. Stopped at center by Goudreau. Black knocks it down. He's going to take it up the far side. In front for Baldwin. That's poked away by Oz. Weiss keeps it in. Weiss turns, fires it. Saved by Oz. Baldwin behind the net. Black shovels it in front, and Oz able to find that. It comes up his side, and he covers it up with 44 seconds left in the game.
A good opportunity by Bent. In on goal, and Oz, who hasn't seen much for work tonight, able to get his left pad out and stop that with his skate. As Bent tried to tuck it low in the corner.
Face off one by Camrose, pinched in the far side by Weiss. Comes out to the neutral zone. Shields puts that back in. Up to the near side. Goudreau caught that, gets it back into the zone. Roberts on the right side, centering pass looking for Canal. Spills back. Here's Weiss at the point. Carries that down low. In front for Canal. Sharp angle shot. Oz with the save. Canal gets the rebound. Cycles out of the corner. Tried to step into the slot. Puck goes loose. Comes in. And Oz reaches out and covers it up.
Canal buried from behind. No penalty.
Yeah, no, it's...
Not now. The refs have put away the whistles.
Well, they were going to call that on a white jersey anyway. Or if the white jersey was getting smoked in the back.
MLAC almost a score here. Almost able to score here right at the end of the third to take the donut off the board just by driving the puck to the net.
Goudreau at the point. Shovels that into the near corner, and the buzzer will go. The game ends 6-0 for Camrose.
Got a little bit after the whistle here, Curtis, as Shields is surrounded by red and black. Some frustration, obviously, on the minds of the MLAC Leafs here. Shots on goal. 69 for the Camrose Vikings and 16 for your MLAC Leafs. Final score from the McLean Arena in Camrose, Alberta, 6-0 win for the Vikings. Enzo Andhurst. I know the score isn't relevant to how Andhurst played, but 69 shots against 20 or more in each period, and he was dialed in, Curtis.
Andhurst had a great game, that's right. I mean, 69 shots, 6 goals. That's pretty good average. When are we on the ice next Thursday night? KC Shamrocks at Castle Downs, 8 o'clock. That's a double night. I remember that night now. When I say double night, I got both kids playing at the same place at the same time.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant you were bringing something special in your thermos.
Yeah, right. Only on weekends. All right, folks. Yeah, working the camera and doing color commentary tonight. Mr. Nathan Smith. My name is Curtis Bykowski. It's been a pleasure, folks. We will see you Thursday. Anything else?
Nope, that's all. We miss Peter. Hopefully he's back here to run the camera with a smooth hand that he has.
All right. Well, we'll say hi to Ryder's grandpa, too. I heard that he watches our games at home and was happy to watch this Camrose game today. We will catch you all later.